Yes, people, welcome back to another show. Tonight we're doing the live match preview against Leeds United. Yes, people, welcome back to another video. Tonight, we've got a live match preview between Leeds and Newcastle United at Ellen Road tomorrow. So, I've got two guests who are both big United Leeds fans. Good evening to you, Connor.
Hello, everyone.
Good to have you on. And I've got Phil as well. Good evening to you, Phil.
Hi, John. Nice to see you.
Glad to see you on as well, my guys. So, guys, you like the video or my content, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new, if you like what you see, and also leave those comments in the live box as well. I've got one straight away, even to John King. He's always there on my chat sort of thing. He's a great guy, and he's done some good things for us, like doing other content very, very soon. So, without further ado, it's going to Leeds and Newcastle tomorrow at Ellen Road, like I said. And Connor, I mean, I was going to say that what made you become a Leeds fan, number one, and secondly, what has been your great moments?
The Leeds fans, funny story because I'm from Essex originally myself, so it's a bit far away. But my dad, who's also from Essex, grew up a Leeds fan. He was born in the 60s, so grew up in the Revy era. So it was one of the best teams for him to support at the time, and he just put that burden on me, shall I say. But it was a burden when I was growing up anyway. Now it's starting to look a bit more positive.
Wow. I was going to say, do you go to the games at all? Do you go to the matches? And
I try to go to as many away games as I can. Getting up to Leeds is the more challenging one because it's a bit expensive on the train. But yeah, I try to go to as many as I can.
Fantastic. And Peter, what makes you become a Leeds fan, and also what's been your greatest moments?
Well, for me, I'm actually in Leeds, so no choice whatsoever. It's an obligation. I've had a season ticket for years and years. Picking the best game. I was out in Milan for the Don Matteo game where we drew 1-1 on our great European travels. I'm old enough to have been at Wembley in the 72 when we beat Arsenal. But there are certain highlights over the years that are probably not big games, but important games for Leeds fans. We've got a game at Everton coming up in about a month's time, and they were the team we played when we first went up in 1990. You may remember Neville Southall sitting on a goalpost. That was a brilliant day. So yeah, been lots of good ones, but far too many bad ones. Similar to you guys, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've been some bad games as well, sort of thing. And I can think of a few. We had some poor games in Newcastle United, but listen, at the end of the day, we just got to get on with it, sort of thing, and just make a go of it. And there you go. So Leeds. So this season's they had a grand season last year, but this season it just hasn't happened. That's down to the injuries, Connor.
Yeah, we've not caught a break with injuries. I've never seen anything like it myself. I think last week against West Ham we had 10 senior players out, so very much relying on the under 23s and under 18s, and in Archie Gray's case under 16s to build up the bulk of the squad. I feel like if we had a full squad for the majority of the season, we'd be in a much better place than we are now. But with the injuries that we've had, you can't complain with where we are. They're doing a great job with what they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is what it is like. But a lot of people are seeing that Leeds is being found out this season because they know how they're going to play with a pressing game. I don't believe that for 1 second. Leeds are a cracking football team. I enjoy watching these play as well because they're so exciting under Marcelo Bielsa. And this guy is absolutely a world-class manager. What is he, 66? And he still is a world-class manager. And whoever gets him in the future, even though he's 66, I've got a fantastic manager there. I mean, he first came in, couldn't get you up. And then his second season, he done the rest of his history and he kept it up there. 4 seasons. I think that's the longest time you had any manager, Phil.
It's the longest time he's managed one club. I mean, no idea what he's going to do next, but I'd be surprised if he goes anywhere else, actually. I think this might be his last gig. I have one half of me thinks perhaps he might go at the end of this season. The other half of me thinks he wouldn't mind giving it a crack to see if we can get to Europe. But we'll see. This season's just been really, really difficult. And this whole point of Leeds have been found out is nonsense. Because if you listen to Declan Rice last week after the West Ham game, the two West Ham games, he was saying that playing against Leeds is unlike any other game. And, it's easy to say, you know what Leeds are going to do, but it's that the difficult thing is stopping them do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to buy that as well, sort of thing. Like, now, I know a lot of people saying that they've been found out, but I'm not going to buy that at all whatsoever. You know what Leeds are going to play under Marcelo and Cello, and good words and Declan Rice, by the way. But yeah, it is what it is, man. But on to Bielsa. I mean, were you surprised that he came to you, Connor? Were you shocked that he chose Leeds United? Because he could have gone to any club in the world, but he opted to choose Leeds. And I think your owner, Andrea, sold it to him. And the rest is history, sort of thing,
Yeah. Considering where we were at the time, we were a mid-table championship club. No hope of going up, going anywhere. So for a manager like him to come to us was a massive surprise. Radrazani, Kinnear and Orta did an incredible job selling it to him. But also, I don't think they needed to sell it to him. Bielsa almost, from what they've said, sold himself to them. When they went over to Argentina for the interview, he knew everything. He'd watched every game of the last 2 seasons or something like that. He had reports on every player that's played for us in those seasons. So he was kind of selling his vision to the owners, which is a ridiculous thing to think. But yeah, he's a class guy. I think, as Phil said, Leeds is going to be his last job. I think he's going to go back to Argentina after us and settle down. Because he lives over here by himself. He doesn't have any family over here. So how he's done it is ridiculous.
Wow.
But yeah, I think I'm similar to Phil. Depending on how the end of this season goes, he's either going to stay for one more season and give it a shot with a full squad, hopefully, or he's just going to be, I've kept you up. That's me done. Off to Argentina.
Well, I'm amazed that his family is not here at all, sort of thing. But I mean, I'll comment more about Marcelo in a bit. I've got some comments. Any questions you got for Phil and Connor, then please fire away. And it'd be fantastic, all things Leeds United. I've got Sean, so good evening, John and Connor. And Phil, let's the North Derby begins. Thanks for that, Sean. I've got Wendy as well. Good evening, John. All the other guys watching. Wendy, it's always great to have you on as well. And Mansour, good evening to everybody. But then without your comments, I do apologise. I've got John. How did you feel about the transfers when players like Adam Smith and Rio Ferdinand left for Man U? Leeds has had a great signs at the time. I'll ask that question to Phil.
I think that, let me answer it sideways. I think, because we've been out the Premier League for so long, everybody who's in the Premier League just talks about when we blew up, when Smith went and Ferdinand went and everybody else, and we lived the dream and the goldfish and all that sort of nonsense. This is a completely different club now, completely different side, completely different, probably the same attitude, but all of that's just old history. Yes, it was, Smith going to Scum was just unacceptable, and he's still not accepted back at Leeds. Rio going over there, he was only with us a year, so it didn't really matter. But it's this team now, and we, without being arrogant, we should be up there challenging for at least a European place. You know, doing a Palace and a Brighton and a Southampton and just staying in the league on 40 points. That's not what Leeds fans want. It's not what we expect. It's not being arrogant, but we're better than them. So, you know, that's what the new Leeds is about. Isn't that right, Connor?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, personally, for me, I was fairly young when those two left the squad. I think I was only about 6 or 7. I remember Alan Smith being my favourite player at the time, whether that was because that was my dad's opinion as well. I don't know. Maybe I was just following his footsteps. But yeah, I think staying up was the main aim last season. The way this season has gone, staying up is the main aim as well. But I think after now, we need to push on and get in the higher top half of the table. I feel like Newcastle as well, the size of Leeds and Newcastle, we're very similar clubs in the way, massive club, massive history, massive club, as I said, but we've been very hard done by in the last few years. And I feel like we need to both push on and get up to the top of the table.
Absolutely. And put the Premier League in their place as well. So look after the big 6, by the way, which I'll come on to later on in your opinion as well. I've missed out Wendy's comment as well. She's playing for once each draw between Norwich and Watford. And eat like, oh, that's the case. I got Shearer as well. We need to change the defence around, drop the cells, put Dummett in his place with Shearer and Trippier and McCready as fullbacks. Have to agree there. If I don't read that, I do apologise. Even, gents, do you wish there were more Northern clubs in the Premier League? And I can ask that one to Connor.
It's a tricky one because I'm a Southerner myself. So for me, the more Southern clubs means I can go to more away games because it's easier for me to get to. But I feel like the heart of football is in the north of England. You think of the great Premier League clubs, most of them are from up north. You got your Liverpool, your Scum. Now you've got your City, the Newcastle, the Leeds, all of that kind of lot. So it's a tough one, but it does feel like football soul is in the north of England.
Yeah, I totally agree. What about you? What about you, mate?
It's funny actually. I lived down in London for 6 or 7 years, and it's great going to away games from down there. But then you don't want to come all the way back up to Leeds. Yeah, you know, most of the proper teams are up in the north. So yes, we should do. You know, with all due respect, no respect. You know, teams like Watford and Southampton and Brighton and Palace, they're a load of nonsense. You know, Brentford. You know, you want teams like Sheffield Wednesday,
Blackburn,
the Mackhams. You know, you lot, proper teams in the Premier League. Not this sort of these rubbish teams. Obviously, we're looking forward to you guys going down and being the richest championship team in the world, because that would be hilarious. But then, you know, eventually you can come back.
Yeah, I'm getting people coming up to us and say we get relegated. They're not going to bother because we've got new owners. I don't want to get relegated at all whatsoever. I just do not, because the bottom line is, well, big club. I don't want to see us in the championship because there's no guarantees we're going to get back up again with the money we've got. Because you look at the championship now, look at Fulham, they've been fantastic. Blackburn's been great. Bournemouth has been great. You know what I mean? But this is it. I mean, they're all going to be, it's like dog-eat-dog league as well, which is the toughest league to get out with, yeah? But I don't want to be there. But this is why, in my opinion, Steve Bruce should have been sat at the end of the season, then getting Eddie Howell in, which I'm going to come to later on. And, yeah, we need these northern clubs up there. We need a big northern clubs back up there. Sheffield Wednesday, Blackburn, you just mentioned their sort of thing, yeah? Sheffield United should be up there as well. And you look at these clubs, I mean, into Forest, Nottingham Forest as well. They got a good chance of coming back up again. So, yeah, anything can happen in the championship, though.
Yeah, it's easier said than done getting out the championship, and I think me and Phil can testify for that for however long we were stuck in there. But the thing is with Newcastle, if they do go down, are the players that you've signed, do they have release clauses in for relegation? Because will Trippier stick around in the championship, or will he hop off to a club that has just come up or another mid-table Prem club?
The problem is with ASM, he's on something like 75 grand a week. The problem is we get relegated. And we've watched him this season. He can be very frustrated at ASM, very frustrated. I mean, he hangs on the ball too long, right? And then he gives the ball away a lot. And all of that, we get two people on sort of thing. He runs in the big hole. With ASM, on his day, he's got a cracking goal last week. That's what he can do. But he doesn't do it enough. That's the thing. He doesn't pass the ball. But if you get relegated, I wonder how many people, I put it on you guys, right? Who's been linked? Which club's been linked to ASM in January? No one. Because it's not been good. I wouldn't say not been good enough, but they think he's too greedy. And they don't think he's a team player. That's the problem. And this is why, they're going to bulk him in the championship because they don't want to pay him £75,000 a week. And I'll be astonished and amazed if ASM stays in the championship with Newcastle. I doubt it very much, but it's going to be very, very tough to pay him £75,000 a week what he's on. And his agent apparently is very cute when it comes to money.
I think that's going to, you're in a. I mean, obviously, you guys will know this more than we do. But looking from the outside in, you guys are in a difficult position because obviously you've got all this money, but then you've got, you're saying to players, look, you're coming in for, in theory, you're coming in for 6 months. If have you got the bottle for a relegation fight? And if you go down, do you really want to play in the championship? No. If you stay up, then we're going to get better players in anyway. So actually, I think it's quite a difficult sell. Chris Wood, he's a functional striker. He'll get you between 10 and 15 goals. You stay up, you won't keep him.
Probably not.
He's not going to keep Mbappe out of the team, is he?
No. I'd say you should have gone for because I love Serie A football. As you know, I do watch a lot of Italian football, and I would have loved to save the money and gone for Duvan Zapata. I mean, and put extra 50 million on top and just paid 7 million on top and just paid 32 million for him because Duvan Zapata has been linked to Newcastle. It's absolutely fantastic for Atlanta. He scores. He's a beast. He can push people off the ball, clubbing international. And Atalanta are selling club, but they want something like 32 million quid. They sold Timothy Castagne to Leicester for 20 million quid. Yeah. But what they have to realise, Zapata's 31, coming on 31. And 32 million for 31-year-old, wow, it can be a bit of a money. But it didn't stop us paying 25 million for Chris Woods in that. But he's a good player. But is he really what we need? Is that a panic buy? Is he going to get us 15, 20 goals a season? Definitely not. But if he gets us 6, 7 goals to keep us up, cool. That'd be money well spent.
I think Chris Wood is very much a quick fix, especially with Callum Wilson being out. I don't know personally how long he's out for, but it seems like he's out for a while. And getting Chris Wood in also almost confirms Burnley going down. So he was the only one. Him and Cornet were the only ones scoring. Him being out at AFCON. It's kind of like, we're going to take your best player and you're going to be relegated. See you later, Burnley. But he's not going to be, if you stay up, he's not going to be your striker next season. He'll be your bench player to bring on when your main striker gets tired. If you do go down, however, he'll be a great championship striker for you.
But will he want to stay? That's the point. This is the problem. You can chuck loads of money at it, but all right, you can buy these superstars, but are they gonna dig in for the last 15 games and scrap for the points that you need? What have you got? One win this season. You've got to get another 8 wins somewhere.
And the thing is, where's 7, 8 wins going to come from, lads? I just cannot see it do it because the bottom line is, right? I mean, Steve Bruce has messed it up. 7 games gotten, he got sacked, not winning 1 game. And not only that, guys, I don't know if you noticed, we have dropped 24 points this season for winning positions. And you're not going to stop up conceding those points. You are not. That is absolutely criminal. I found that out last week. It was absolutely horrific. And not only that, last week against Watford, you had 1 shot on target, 1 goal, 1 shot, scored that goal. Watford had something like 5 shots on goal with about 18 attempts. That's the problem, people. We are not good enough to be in this squad. You look at the team we've got. I mean, you got Lascelles and Sean good enough, yeah. You got Shelby's championship player. You got Longstaff, the championship player. Let's be real, yeah. Jake Murphy, I've tried to stick up for him, yeah, but he'll try all day. He ain't exactly world class, isn't he? Let's be real. You got Joe Linton, right? He's been absolutely fantastic on Eddie Howe, played in midfield, and he's been my player of the year so far by a country mile. This is it, you know what I mean? But guys, not being funny, but we have got 7 players that play in the championship under Rafa Benitez, and then it's gone backwards. They've gone backwards. That's what worrying, mate.
I think last week's game against Watford was a crucial one because I think, if I'm right, if you beat them, you would have gone above them and gone out of the relegation zone. They would have gone down into the relegation zone. But what we've found as Leeds is we've been beating or getting results against the teams below us. And that's what you need to do to stay in the division. And Newcastle just haven't been able to do that this season.
We haven't been good enough, haven't we? We've been absolutely, I agree with you, everything you say. We just haven't been good enough. I mean, the thing is, right, under Bruce, just so defensive. Under Eddie Howe, he tried to play the high press football. And unfortunately, Phil, we haven't got the players to do it because they're just so slow in midfield. We got no cross ability. We just so Kieran Trippier can make a difference in that team. But I want to see Kieran and Chris do really well for Newcastle. I've got to back them, yeah, because they're my team. But let's be real. I just think some of them need to be out because they outstayed their time. I mean, people are saying John Joe Shelby is a wonderful player. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of John Joe Shelby. Yeah, he's slightly improved, but at the end of the day, he's not consistent enough for me.
I think just the problem you've got, and it's you listed quite a few players there who took you out of the championship, and when you're in the championship, you did a great job. And this goes back to Bielsa. Now, Bielsa took, and Conor will agree with you here, took a bang average middle of the table championship team and turned them into what they are now. I'm sure there is a parallel universe where Liam Cooper, Ayling, Dallas, people like that are still playing in the championship. It's all because of Bielsa. And it just shows how poor Steve Bruce was. And, all right, he's not been there long, but have you really seen an upturn in Eddie Howe being in there? And then conversely, you've got the situation, all right, these players aren't good enough. Fine. We need to get some new players in. Mm-hmm. You're running out of time. What's the date today? 21st, 22nd? Yeah.
18 people.
You've only got a few days left, and if you lose to us, it makes the sell even harder because you're in a four-way relegation fight, really, and that's not an easy sell, even with loads and loads of money.
I totally agree. This is why we need to get players coming in after your game, sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, you try to get Diego Carlos with Sofia. And they tried to put a ridiculous amount of money, 68 million quid they want for him on the release clause. Yeah. These clubs, I mean, like Sofia, and you got Atalanta, they're trying to fleece us out because they know we're the richest club in the world. They set to pay money sort of thing. But I've said earlier on, we'd be better off just paying over the odds for this season only. And then the following season, in the summer, we won't do it again. So because that's why we need to spend the money to get out of the league. I do not trust the squad to keep us up in the Premier League. I just cannot trust them at all whatsoever. And you're right then what you're saying. We run out of time, run out of games, and it's just going to get worse. If we don't win this game tomorrow, we don't beat Everton and Villa at home, Connor, we're going to be knackered.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on that point, you've got a really shit poker hand at the moment. You're desperate and you've got lots of money. And people, football clubs will see you coming a mile.
Exactly.
Do you think your owners went into this transfer window with a plan, or are they just playing it by ear and throwing their money here, there, and everywhere to try and get people in?
Well, yes, right. I think they came. In my personal opinion, I'm glad they got the takeover. I'm so over the moon, yeah. But going in October was timing. I think it's a kind of wrong time. If they'd gone in the summer, they would have been prepared a bit more. But what they should have done, in my opinion, they should have got a director of football or sports director, sporting
director.
Sports director. That's the one I'm looking at. Sporting director of football, yeah. And I think they missed a trick on that sort of thing because, in my opinion, they need help. They do need help. I'm glad they come in. They're doing the best. I love them, but they need help. They need a footballing person in between, like a goal gets sort of thing in between. Like, in my opinion, I would have gone for Michael Sorg from Borussia Dortmund. I would have gone for a lad for Sevilla as well, sort of thing as well. And, they got some decent Ashworth as well from Brighton. Get them in. Someone's going to come in, knows football. It's got the expertise in that role, right? And help them out because they do need help. But one thing I'm going to say, right, it's a stark reality what they're going into now when it comes to transfers and stuff, yeah. But you're right there, it's that we got a bad hand as well because they know they can see us a mile off when it comes to money. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. I have to agree with you, people.
I think every club that you're going to try and buy from are just going to add an extra 10 or 15 million on. Say you could think like Leeds would put in a bid for a player. They'd say, yeah, okay, 25 million. Newcastle come in. They'd be like, okay, yeah, 40 million. That's your massive problem.
Absolutely. And that's a fair point. I mean, obviously say, okay, cool, do it for this season. But when it comes in the summer, we'll not get fleeced again. You do it once, but we're never going to get fleeced again, ever, ever. Of course, these comments sort of thing very quickly. And that's a brilliant topic you mentioned as well. We're not getting ready to get Johnson, don't worry, yeah? Well, we've got really bad games coming up soon. And thanks for this donation, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Not for the first time. Great guy. And he comes to my channel as well. So, Ryan, thanks for that, mate. I really appreciate that. New link to sign them because they think we won't be letting go of the best now of these resources. I've got War Grabs as well. Win tomorrow, we stay up. And we love a win. But how likely will it happen? I can't see it. I'm getting absolutely mud out there. John's not over to us, mathematically impossible to stay up. The 35 or so minutes against Watford. We're out of relegation zone last week. They're amazing. On 6-5. I don't read the comments, people. I do apologise. 1-2 wins in a row, hopefully get us in. And Jake, we're going to win 1-0. Chris Wood head off the woodwork. Hope that's the case. Jake Murphy up front. He's a winger and crosses the ball. That's what we need. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, guys, I mean, back to Bielsa, right? I mean, would you say he's the greatest manager of all time? In my opinion, probably not, because you got, is it Don Levy? He used to manage your club, Howard Wilkinson as well.
I think manager of all time, no. Coach of all time is a different question.
Yes.
I think the way that he coaches players, as Phil said earlier, he took a mid-table championship squad, and you look at the bulk of the squad that we have now, it's mainly the same players that finished 13th. We got a few people added in. Yes, we got Rafinha, that kind of thing. But the main spine of the squad was our championship squad, and he's coached them to within an inch of their lives to become the players that they are now. You look at Calvin Phillips; he was an average centre attacking mid in the championship, and he is now one of England's best centre defensive mids. You look at the under-23s as well. He's a great coach to be able to bring under-23s in. Leo Hjelde, 18 years old, comes in, man-marks Antonio in the FA Cup game, and then plays at left-back and man-marks Bowen out the game. He's an incredible coach.
Wow.
He is. And that's the difference. You know, it's funny as Leeds fans watching other managers trot out complaints like, oh, we need 2 or 3 more players, and you know, Arteta and Klopp and Tuchel complaining about cancelling games, whereas Bielsa just goes, right, who's the next one free in the under-23s, whack them in, and everybody knows what they're doing because they've all been coached so well. They know the system inside out, and it's every single time. Connor, can you think of any youngster that's come in who's really badly failed? I don't think I can think of any of them.
No. If anything, they've put in at least an average performance, which for a 18, 19-year-old, you can't complain at coming into a Premier League tie. All we'd ask for is they try, and that's exactly what they've done. You look at Lewis Bate last week against West Ham. He got annoyed because he got subbed off, but it's just been playing against 4th in the Premier League, marking Declan Rice. Like, he did incredibly well.
And he megged him as well, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow. Well, that's one to watch out for then. I mean, he's got some good coaches as well. We got excuse me, Eddie Howe and got Jason Till as assistant manager. I really kept Wendy's comment. I normally repeat myself, but 40 and neglect can't be rectified in a few months, guys. She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. Mike Ashley, 14 years, right, of neglect, right? And he'd expect Eddie Howe to come in and do it in a couple of months. But it ain't going to happen. There's no way. Nah chance. For a start, they need to get rid of the players that aren't good enough, getting decent players that's going to come in, give us something to be excited about, yeah? Not release players. Sorry, it ain't going to happen. No chance. This team needs a couple of weeks with the parachute regiment. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We were lucky not to get relegated last season. We were lucky he was in touching distance of safety in that January. We could have been 10 points adrift, and that would have been good night. Whoever the results were going to be 3 points off safety after tonight. That Watford match was a big opportunity, and we absolutely brought this. I've got Foxy from Colombia. Would the Leeds fans swap Bielsa foul?
No. Not a chance. Not a chance. Sorry, mate.
That's the funniest thing I've seen this week.
Exactly. I'll keep Eddie Howe all day along me. I would. And he's going to be a top manager. I certainly do not trust the Cells. I mean, I wouldn't trust him either. He should have been gone a couple of years ago. Once we're over the yards, there's no coming back from it. I mean, that's very true, but we've got to have to do it. We've got to have to do it to be a successful club just for the season. Simple as that. And I fly for this as well. You pay over the yards, the next player's just going to get boosted even higher. That is the thing. And we just try and say, look, we had enough. That's it. Done. We're not, that's how much going to be worth. Get out of it. Look at the fixtures at April onwards. We have to play like Arsenal home, Spurs away, Man City away, Liverpool home. Wow. Go on, Connor.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was looking at your last 5 games as well, and it's not been easy for you then. You've had Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. You were lucky or it was a good result to get a draw against Man United, but there's no easy games in this league. That's the thing. So every game you play is going to be a challenge. Like when we went to Norwich, we won 2-1, but it was still a tough. I don't know if we made it tough for ourselves, but it's a tough game, and you're not going to get given anything in this league.
Yeah,
I think that one of the things is, and again, I think Connor will agree with me. Although we've not been at certain stages this season, we've not been very good, and you know the main reason of that is injuries. We've always believed there's 3 or 4 more gears still in the team, you know. And the West Ham game on Saturday was a great example. On Sunday was a great example. I look at your lot and I can't see it. I can't see those extra gears.
Until we make some signings, sort of thing. We needed 4 or 5 more signings, yeah, because it's no good waiting until the summer. We got to do that now. But the thing is, as well, I agree with what you're saying, Phil. But one thing they'll do, you got players like Aaron Ramsey, Donny van der Beek, Eden Hazard, right? They take one look at us and say, "No, not coming. Look at the league position. I do not want to be fighting relegation." Yeah, and if I'm honest, I don't want them here. If they stay up in the summer, that's a big if, by the way, right? And then we come off of those players. They say, "Oh, I would have come to Newcastle. I would have joined the project." I tell you what, they could project off because I don't want them here. The other opportunity, you got Donny van der Beek, should be Donny van the bench. That's what I'll call him for now, Donny van the bench, because he's quite happy still on the bench, picking up his 200 grand a week. Yeah, nah, I ain't having that. Yeah, no way. And Aaron Ramsey, may as well be Gordon Ramsay, may as well take a clear and Sheffield because I don't want him back in the summer neither. So there you go. I got Ryan again, spared to his comments because he says of the nation. The takeaway went through very quickly in the end, surprising everyone with backs up why not that's his plan. It took over so quickly, Phil, right? Take over, and let's be real, it caught them by surprise as well. And yeah, listen, it's going to take time. We need to be patient with them, but at the end of the day, you know, look at the games we've got. We just haven't got the time, haven't we?
Yeah. And look, the game, you know, the games you listed, you're probably going to lose. You know, last month we went. I was down at Stamford Bridge when we lost 3-2. We should have drawn. I then went to the City game midweek, and obviously we let in 7. Then we had Arsenal at home, and we let in 4. I saw us let in 13 goals in a week, which isn't fun. But as I think Connor said earlier, we're beating teams and we're getting points from teams around us. You know, if we'd got a point at Chelsea, which we deserved, that had been an extra point that we didn't expect. We expected to lose, and I think as I say, we're not being arrogant. We think we're going to be comfortable this season, and we should be higher up the table. And as players come back, we've got 2 or 3 coming back tomorrow. As players come back, we will, you'll see us. I think we'll end up real safe in mid-table, and we'll all sit back and go, I don't know why we were worried at any time.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, that does look good for Newcastle. Who's the fees coming back, though? Who's the fee players going to come back? I mean,
we got Llorente coming back from a suspension, and then he said Tyler Roberts and Joe Gelhardt might be involved. Roberts, I'm not as excited about, but Joe Gelhardt, I don't know if you've seen much of him, mate, but he's one to look out for, especially off the bench.
If he comes on and has a go at people like Lascelles, they'll shit themselves, seriously. He's brilliant. He's brilliant, seriously. And we don't, we're not overhyping him. But he warmed up. Which game was it? Was it the Arsenal game he came on?
Yeah.
It was the Arsenal game he came on. And as Bielsa called him over to strip off, there was a huge roar around the ground that he was coming on. And I've not heard that for a sub since a certain Frenchman who ended up on the other side of the Pennines. That's how good, that's how big the roar was. And the thing is, he scares defenders. He absolutely scares defenders. And he's very good.
He'll just run. Like he's not scared at all. He's so explosive. He'll just run at you, and you won't know what to do. You'll be like, who is this little boy running at me? But he just doesn't care, and he's got so much energy. And for him to come off the bench in the 65th, 70th minute at your knackered defenders who have been chasing around Dan James and Rafinha and Harrison all game, he'll just destroy him, hopefully.
Yeah, that doesn't look good for Sean Lascelles then, because we've been absolutely poor. I mean, we need Fede Fernandez back. Big star, he's out. But how long is he going to be out? I don't know. Sad, man. But we need to get him done as soon as possible. We need 2 defenders through the door before the window slams shut. 1 clean sheet all season. Can even beat Cambridge United. That's how poor we've been. And amazing how well Leeds have done this season, despite injuries to key players and a small club. Small club? Leeds are massive.
I think they mean small squad.
Small
squad.
That's
what they mean. I hope that's what they mean anyway.
I know. I know what you mean. For small club, Leeds? I don't think so.
Do you think is your problem this year just been the defence?
Yes, definitely. We can't defend for Toffee. We cannot defend at times. I mean, Watford could have been 4 up in second, 4 goals to the 4-1, 1-4-1 in the second half, but they didn't take the chances here. But the thing is, like, scoring goals is a massive, massive problem. I can't remember, since we scored 3 against Brentford, we haven't scored more than once at all since then. And that's way back in November. And that's why I was in Italy for a week. And I thought, wow, we have got problems up front. And I think Eddie Howe must rectify that very, very quickly. Otherwise, we are going to be in big trouble. This is not his team, by the way. This is Steve Bruce's team. And
isn't that down to Mike Ashley not giving him any money to spend? We love the fact that you all hate Steve Bruce because of his heritage, but in a really, really, really small bit, we sort of feel sorry for him because he didn't get any backing at all from Ashley.
Yeah, it could be that, because Mike Ashley doesn't spend any money at all. He's just so unambitious, right? He's happy just finishing 17th. If you like mid-table, 10 points clear from the drop, right, come January, he's not going to spend the money. He's going to be thinking, why? Why should I spend more money? We're in a good position, are we? Why spend? It's got no ambition whatsoever. I can remember back in 2012, I think it was 2012-13, where he finished 5th in the Premier League. Mike Ashley tried to pull us out of the Europa League. And FIFA said, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, because he wanted to keep his sports direct bill on there, and he's told he's got to take it down. He wasn't very happy about it. So that proves to me that Ashley doesn't give a monkey's about Newcastle United. All he thinks about is money, 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 and happy finishing 17th every single season. But if you look at his record as an owner, right, since 2007, right, for 14 years, 2 relegations, 3 near misses, qualified for Europe once, and that's about it. And I'm very worried, guys. I mean, I was worried if Ashley. So let's put it this way: if Ashley boosted that club now, we'd be relegated. And that's a worry, people. That's a worry, people. Do you know what I mean?
I know you've had a bad time of it under Ashley, but you get no sympathy from us because we've had it worse.
Yeah.
We had Ken Bates who basically raped the club. We had idiots at GFH and Chilino Chilino tried hard, but he was a nutter. GFH didn't know what they were doing. Anybody gives us a sob story, we don't listen because we've had it so bad. We've had it so bad. We've got a worse FA Cup record than you have, and you've got a bad FA Cup record.
Crazy, man. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember in the FA Cup, we haven't gone past the 4th round. That's under Mike Ashley. That is absolutely shocking. The furthest we got was the Carabao Cup under Rafa Benitez. We played Hull City in the quarterfinals. Yeah, we could have won that game, but we didn't. We lost on penalties there, and that's the closest we get. I mean, we have not been to Wembley since 2000. No, 2000. Yeah, been in the semi-finals of the FA Cup in 2005. I was there against Man U. We got absolutely trounced by 4-1, where we had a certain Patrick Kluivert play for us as well, and it is what it is. But I want to go to New Wembley. I want to play in the New Wembley. I want to be there. I want to see Newcastle in the FA Cup final. But it ain't going to happen anytime soon because we love the FA Cup, guys. We love the FA Cup. And I'm afraid these players haven't got a clue what the FA Cup is all about. I mean, against Cambridge, some of the players did not want to be there. They didn't even want to play. So, and I think these players, some of them, are taking the ultimate mick out of Eddie Howe. And I think that's unfair. If you don't want to be at the club, just let them know. Move on.
Is that something you think you've struggled with then? Like the players that you've got playing now are almost resigned to going down, so they just can't be bothered to play. Do you think that's a problem for you, or are they trying their hardest to get results and they're just not good enough?
I just think to kind of cope with Eddie Howe's style of play, in my opinion, and also they think they're better than they think they are. We've got look at the midfield. Take out Joe Linton, John Joe Shelby. Not good enough. Sean Longstaff, he is finished. We could have got 50 million for this guy. We should have sold him to United for 50 million quid. Yeah. Jacob Murphy, who does try hard. I give him an ASM as our talisman. Yeah. Miguel Almiron. Listen, I like Miguel Almiron. I really do. But I think his time in Newcastle's done. Absolutely done. I mean, just sell him off to Spain in January. Yeah. But the defense is absolutely shocking. I don't know if you saw Kieran Clark's first goal against Man City when the cross came in. He actually ducked under the ball and he scored from it. That's for me. I said to Eddie Howe, do not pick him. Do not pick him. He's been a liability. And he got sent after 6 minutes. And then all of a sudden, he just decides to do that. And that cost us again, really. And we're not going to beat Man City, but getting beat 4-0 at home by them absolutely killed us. Yeah. But I don't know, man. That it doesn't look great. All win last season, feel ain't good enough.
You've made me feel really confident for tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm playing your hands in. I'm playing hands.
Well, that's the problem, though, isn't it? When we start to feel confident, everything just
absolutely all good.
I said before we went live that this is a bit of a banana skin game for us. It's one that we should be winning, and we'll be confident going into it after beating West Ham and beating Burnley. But
yeah, man,
you never know with Leeds at the moment. It can one thing, and I feel like if we keep hold of St Maximin and don't let him play, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
but he does have those little glimpses where he is unplayable.
Well, you look at how we played Antonio last week. Obviously not the same sort of player, but similar, and we kept him quiet. And I think if we start well, I think we could blow you away tomorrow, because the team is so fit. The team is currently full of confidence. We've got players coming back. We've got the kids are doing really well. We could blow you away tomorrow. Then
it happened last season as well, didn't it? I mean, I know I don't think there were fans there, but it was 4 or 5 we scored.
Yeah,
5-2.
5. Yeah.
And Harrison scored that fantastic one at the end.
Yes, he did. Unbelievable. But I'm quite worried. We've got a good record against you guys at Ellen Road. We won 4-3 against you lot back in 2001. We beat you 2000 by 3-1, 4-3, 2001, 3-1. I can remember Shoreline, we always scored that goal. And then we beat you 3-0 when Kieran Dyer tore you apart as well, by the way. So we have some great results over the years. But this team, right, we got now, forget it. We just comes out quickly because you go back to your player of the season so far. The feelings would be more positive if we had a Carlos or Zapata through the door. I tell you, we had a great chance if those two came in. They would have fancied it. John, do not worry about tomorrow. Edison's going to turn them apart, and Wood would get his goal with Trippier. Will score for set piece 3-1 to Newcastle. Sean, I love your positive team. I love your confidence, mate. We also prove what happens when a manager is backed long term. That's a great point, Matthew. And he's
the thing is, I mean, you can say he's been back long term and all that sort of stuff. He's actually at no point has he ever been under any pressure whatsoever. Even when we've had a few dips, there's not been a single whisper, nothing at all. So it's not actually a case of backing him. It's more, I think it's more probably holding your nerve rather than and trusting the process, trusting the system. You know, obviously we blew it the first year. When we didn't go up, but it was just all right. Carry on, just carry on doing what we're doing, and trust the system. And first game of this next season, at Stoke, we just blew them away. And it's yes, he's had 4 years now, and all the players have bought in, and yeah, we haven't chopped and changed, but there's never been a point where we've even thought about it. Connor, would you agree?
Yeah, I think he's massively in credit. So that's why when we have had the poor results we've had this season, we've been like, okay, it's fine. We're not making excuses, but we've got loads of injuries. There are better teams than us in this league, so we are going to lose some. And I think the first season in the Championship with him that we had, we weren't expecting to be at the top of the division. We were expecting it to be a process kind of thing. So to finish where we finished in the first season in the Championship was incredible. To finish top of the league in the Championship the next season was even better. And then finishing 9th in the Prem was another thing. So yeah, he's massively in credit, and we're just okay, Bielsa, get on with it, do what you need to do, and we're backing you the whole way.
Well said. I'll tell you what, though, if he does leave at any time, he's going to be so irreplaceable, this guy. So irreplaceable. Got Newcastle.
I think that's the main worry. Not only like who on earth is going to take over from him. You know, we can't go back to a normal manager now. We just can't. But it's almost it's a love affair, and we'll just be sad to see him go, however it ends, because he's just been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant. You know, you mentioned Don Revie earlier. He's our three greatest managers are Revie, Bielsa, and Wilkinson. He's up there with those two.
Absolutely. I mean, if I was a Leeds fan, I think Bielsa topped a lot, in my opinion, sort of thing. Clifford Evans, he topped a lot, 100%. And I tell you what, what can I say? It'd be gutted to see him go if for you lot, but he's going to be so irreplaceable, man. So irreplaceable.
I think the owners have, ever since he came in, they've had a list of managers that they kind of have ideas of replacing him, because as he said, we can't just go back to a normal manager. We need someone that has the kind of same philosophy as Bielsa and plays a similar way, because these players have been drilled for 4 years playing this way. They're not going to know anything else. So we need a guy to come in to play a similar way. Someone, it's not going to happen if he leaves this season, I don't think, but someone like Poch.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly who I was going to say.
I feel like we need to move up the table a bit. But
the rest of the football world will laugh at Leeds fans saying, "Oh, we might get Poch next." I wouldn't be surprised, because obviously Bielsa's one of his mentors.
He adores him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he plays. He understands the system. He understands the process. He would be a perfect replacement. Yeah, everybody else will laugh at us, but I think you never know.
Exactly. I mean, a guy at 2015, people say Rafa Benitez been linked to Newcastle United. I had to laugh. Everyone's laughing. So he ain't going to work for Man, Ashley. And look what happened. He came. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I was in the van that day when I heard the news. I couldn't believe it. But I knew McLaren had to go. But getting Rafa Benitez in, I thought, wow, big up to the board there. They got it right. And I thought, finally, they know how to back football, but still. Got Mark here. Newcastle enjoy the day out tomorrow. Appreciate the atmosphere. Ellen Road is unveiled. Enjoy. Okay, we'll do. They also proved that taking other managers' average set of players and turning them into really good players who proved a lot of them. Totally agree. Yeah, like the stream and the rest. Esther can with these fans cows and shit. That's to Newcastle fan. Have to Paul. Hope Matt actually gets banned. I've got my Newcastle should enjoy the day out and appreciate the proud atmosphere and road. Enjoy what should be an exciting game and don't go home too upset.
Hi, Mark.
I'm not gonna say any more than that. How would Eddie Howe set up for the Leeds game? What areas would he be looking to exploit in the Leeds squad? I'll go for you, Phil.
How would he look to exploit us? There seems to be two ways to beat Leeds, and hopefully Eddie Howe's not listening and he won't sort of follow me. You could either sit really, really, really deep and hit us on the press, hit us on the break. And a number of teams have done that. Have just sat back. Wolves have done it to us a couple of times. And Palace did it to us last year as well. The other way is to, on the basis that we play man-to-man, is as soon as you break the man-to-man, you end up with a man over. So teams who've done that, usually either a centre-back bringing the ball out and then somebody's got to close the centre back, and if anybody beats their man, whether it be the centre back or wing or whatever it might be, the opposition get an overload on us because we're stuck to man. They're the two ways you can beat us. The second way, I don't think your guys are good enough or fit enough to do it because we'll blow you off the park. The first way is probably the only way you would be able to do it is put 10 men behind the ball, time waste throughout the game, and hope St. Maximin gets one chance. That's the only way you'll beat us.
I think with that way, though, from what I've seen, Eddie Howe doesn't want to play that way. Eddie Howe wouldn't want to have a team that just sits back. That's a Steve Bruce kind of thing. I think Eddie Howe would want to come at us and try and attack us, which plays perfectly for us. Because there's going to be so much space. There's going to be so much space for us to thread Rafinha through, and he'll do some magic, or play the ball through the defence and Dan James runs onto it. We found it in the Championship. The teams would just sit back, and that's when we couldn't. There wasn't any space for us to attack. So when there's space for us to attack, we should be fine. But the second way that Phil said was, it's not a thing that the other teams do to us. It's our downfall. So if we're not pressing properly and the way that we can do, it just creates opportunities for the opposing team.
Yeah, I have to totally agree. I mean, Eddie Howe will not ask his team to sit back. It ain't going to happen anytime. I agree with you there, Connor. It's not going to happen. You expect us to go out there, express ourselves, play football, and try and win the game the best we can do. We'll not be sitting back under this manager, but I will be surprised if he plays 4-5-1, 5 midfield, one up front, and Chris Wood will be isolated again like he would last week. I got Kieran. Hello, John Matey. Are any of these players coming before this game? No, it's past 12 o'clock. Seems like the owners are trying their best, but these players and club are just being stubborn. Yeah, I said many times, get rid of half of them. Might actually been not even getting the windows clean in 48 and Newcastle is trying to get stronger under the new owners. Yes, I've been in the Premier League. They intentionally dragged their heels months ago, but you've got to take over, which is great. Bielsa doesn't get the respect in UK. Whoever Leeds don't win a game or two, despite having terrible injuries, the media turn to players burn out. Bielsa can adapt. Bielsa doesn't speak English. I mean, Bielsa, does he still speak English, by the way?
He does. That's the thing. He speaks English to the players, and he'll speak when he can. Like he's not going to be fluent in English. Who would be if you've come over for 3 or 4 years? But the way that people don't understand is in the media, he'll speak Spanish because he can properly express himself in his own language. He doesn't want people to misunderstand him or misunderstand the questions if he tries to speak English.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's right. Yeah, he speaks enough English to be able to get through, but he doesn't speak it well enough that he'll get torn apart by the media if he slightly says the wrong thing. But whether he speaks English or not, it's irrelevant. All of this, Bielsa burnout. We can't adapt. He doesn't speak Spanish. It's all nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
We don't need to adapt either. If we can play our game, that's all we need. So there's no need to adapt to anything.
Yeah,
fair enough. We've got Jake as well. He's a Leeds United fan. You can see by the badge. Even guys hope for good attendance in at 10 and Guillaume tomorrow. And Jake from Leeds United fan. Big up to you, Jake. Our problem has been all over the pitch, to be honest. And it's us out here ruin weekends this peak. Ryan, 50 watching one. I'm not allowed to say anymore, Ryan, because I'm being monitored by Paul and Baz, that sort of thing. I'm not allowed to say that. But thanks anyway, my guy. You can carry on, but I'm not allowed to say it. Defense all over the place, and Wilson hardly score when he's fit. We're missing Callum Wilson, by the way. These are a great club and the shed, great supporters. And I've got here, Bruce got back to more than any other previous managers in Ashley era, so I don't feel sorry for Brucey. No way. he spent 160 million and little to fall for it. This league game sort of pointless as Watford Norwich. So we're already behind, and the clubs above us have games in hand also. Also, we have to play the same teams twice, so we're basically down now. That's some happy feet. And John Cashley is a billionaire. They don't have much else on their mind. We've got billion anyway. I said it on Paul's show that given how Pierce caused problems for players like Shearer and Lascelles, Dan James may be more challenging than Bamford for the team defence. Bamford's out injured, isn't he, guys?
Yeah, he's picked up another injury. In fact, his first injury was against you lot, and really he's not been back since then. But that's actually a very good point. Actually, if we've got Harrison, James, and Rafinha all running at your guys, they're gonna get worried.
I agree. I'm worried about Rafinha tomorrow, sort of thing, because he's a fantastic player. He's been linked to Bayern Munich, by the way, and has he signed a new deal?
Not yet, but I think they're working on it.
Let's hope.
Don't worry. He's staying.
Yeah, and now Rodrigo as well. He speaks perfect English, doesn't he? Rodrigo, the Spanish lad.
Yeah, he's Rodrigo sort of splits opinions. I feel sorry for the kid because he's obviously a good player. I just don't know if he's right for our system. I don't know what do you think.
The price that he came in at was the reason that he split opinions, because he was our record signing coming in at 28 million or whatever. So that he already had a pressure on him there. So people were going to judge him massively. And he's been playing out of position the whole time. People were expecting him to come in and play as our number 9. But Bamford's being in the form that he was last season, there was no way that he was going to get in the team ahead of him. So he's had it difficult, but yeah,
not good. Well, that's the thing. He's a decent striker, but if you split opinions sort of thing, then that could be a little bit of a problem. But I hope he gets sorted out very, very soon. What's your opinions on us apparently looking at Dele Alli as a replacement if we can't get Lingard? I don't think Conte will sell him or let him out on loan because he's doing well now under Conte, by the way. He's back to his best. The FA Cup is English heritage. I honestly don't think the foreign players give a monkeys about the FA Cup. Yeah, out of focus, John. Would you like to explain? No, I just think it's a picture sort of thing. What have you done to Abigail? No idea. Milton's quicker than Sean. These two sounds a little biased to me. We changed gears last season. We had the great run and lead on amazing 39 goals to our 43. Bielsa's stubborn, has no plan B or C. 16th. That's from Jake.
You talk about us being 16th, but
of course we're biased. The thing is, the thing about Bielsa is people say you haven't got plan B. He actually does have a plan B because he does tweak things around a bit depending on how it's going in the game. But his solution to plan A not working is let's do plan A better. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you see the amount of times that Leeds change formation in a game. We try to adapt to what the other team are doing. So you'll see that if a team are playing 2 up top, we'll go to 3 at the back. So we've always got the man spare. So there is adaptation there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very adaptable. He plays 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1, 3-3-3-1. He's so adaptable, isn't he? And to get the best player sort of thing. That's what I like about Bielsa as well.
And
Lazy journalism saying that we don't adapt.
Yeah, and it will change within games. We'll be sitting watching and go, hang on a minute, we won't have noticed it. Go, hang on a minute, Dallas is playing in midfield now, and he's moved him from left back or whatever it might be. And sometimes I think he's got this thing that if somebody plays 2 up top, we'll play 3 at the back, and if somebody plays 1 up top, we'll play sort of 4 at the back. And sometimes I think he doesn't need to do that. I think he worries a little bit too much sometimes because it affects how we play, particularly when Phillips is playing, because he'll drop Phillips into a 3, which then means we haven't got the sort of pivot in midfield where Phillips normally sits, although Forshaw's been there recently. But yeah, unfortunately there's a lot of nonsense talked in the football media about Leeds United.
Because it gets clicks. It gets clicks.
Absolutely.
And
views. Yeah.
Talk Sport as well. Comment to Talk Sport in a bit, and then we go into the predictions as well. John, Newcastle won the FA Cup 6 times, yes, in the 50s, but still Newcastle history, and we're proud of it. Sean, we should be proud of it. Absolutely, mate. I mean,
I agree with that.
100% there. I love the FA Cup. I want to win the FA Cup, yeah. I'm 52. I want to win the FA Cup ASAP, especially in these new owners, you know what I mean? But new players needed. At least tackle style of player, we put Lascelles on his backside on more than one occasion tomorrow. I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow, by the way. I can see it from Jasper, and I'll be trying this as well. I've got Maisie as well. Liberty Maisie, love you lots. She is absolutely amazing. If you see us on my channel, she comes on a Tuesday night about between 7 and 8. She's absolutely amazing. Big Man United fan, and she is so passionate. And there is a way, very tomorrow. All the same Leeds fans, blah blah blah. When we win tomorrow, these fans will be laughing at us. I can see only one winner tomorrow. If we lose tomorrow, the relegation is confirmed. I've got Tony Macy, the Mank. She's lovely anyway. I love her a bit. One of them, Calvin Phillips.
He's a bit injured, lad. He's injured.
Yeah, you can have him at the moment.
Hey! Oh, brilliant, man. We have 2 main weaknesses, counters and set pieces. You got the players to do both. It's going to be a matter of defending, pulling away until you get a chance to take them. That's very true. I mean, I'll be clinical with our chances as well, by the way. Leicester defeat was the one of the total disgrace, a stunt of Brighton away last season. And if I don't react to your comments, I do apologise, by the way. 3-1 happy feet. If you can't fight in, etc. I'll start ASM phase. I'm here on tomorrow pace lecture. We try and put the ball in the box and set piece to Chris. And would you say Rodrigo's turned out to be a bad one for you guys? Has it been a bad one for you at all, guys, for Rodrigo? I know you say split defies opinions, but listen, it is what it is.
I think most people are really willing him to do well. There's no bad blood for him, and it's just he's had COVID, he's had injuries. Out
of position.
He's slightly out of position. He'd probably play better in a 4-4-2 as a man off the big man, or in a number 10 position. But Leeds don't really play that. We normally play sort of 2 8s. It's a difficult one. I mean, there was a lot of talk last week about Barcelona coming in for him, and I think, whilst we don't want him to go, I think there was a general feeling of, do you know what? If we can get our money back and Barcelona will take him off us, you might just go, look, let's all just walk away from this. You often get players just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I think, we had the same with Billy Sharp when we had him. It scores goals for fun, but when we had him, we were playing 1 up top and it wasn't him and it just didn't work. And he goes back to Sheffield United and scores a hatful. So my feeling is, love him to bits. He's trying hard. He's obviously a nice guy. He's not down tools or anything like that. It just hasn't ever really clicked for him.
I think that's what makes it harder as well. The fact that he is such a nice guy. Like you see in interviews and videos, he seems like an amazing person. So when it doesn't work out for him, it makes it even harder. But I think if you could get 16 million from Barcelona for him, you'd take it.
Yeah, absolutely. He sounds a nice guy, but so he picks up really, really soon. I got DJ. So, John, it might actually still all of the club. Would it be more active in the January transfer window without the richest club tagged in? Surely his business stays in Premier League. I don't think he'd probably get 2 loan deals and that's it, mate. He'd not get spend millions and that sort of thing, but that's Mike Ashley all over that sort of thing.
I think he would have accepted relegation and the parachute payments.
100%, 100%. He doesn't care about Newcastle. He doesn't care if we're in the Premier League or not. It's all about him, not about our fans. John, what are you sniffing? There's neither Bielsa is better than Don Levy. Look at his achievements at Leeds compared to Bielsa. Listen, mate, I mean...
You didn't say that.
I was too young. I was too young to be a Levy and that sort of thing, yeah? But maybe I'm wrong. But you're talking about manager, you talk about the coaching, then you got to Bielsa. But then again, I could be wrong. I could well be wrong.
You'd put Revy above Bielsa. You'd always put Revy above Bielsa because it was Revy that created everything that we are.
Absolutely. Getting this past, doubt Poch would go to Leeds United. I'm afraid it's quick.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
That's how it further on. I mean, Ron, so led to the rage team. Well, and the answer Sventa, they thought we were getting Messi for the same reason Bonk has.
I don't think we did.
Wow.
I think it was in a similar kind of vein as you saying you're getting Mbappe.
Wow. Bless them. Just tuned in. Am I in some parallel world? John has 2 guests on and neither are female. Unless your name is Macy, by the way. But I'm not getting enough female on there, but one day I will do. I'm not going to read down. I'm going to get jumping there. Listen to Leeds fans at bottom. I hope you stuff Leeds like Aston Ryan. And
hi, Ryan.
Newcastle only win by attacking. How can't defend 1-0 leads? That's been proven. That's been proven last week, by the way. And it's going to be tough. So we're going to go into tomorrow's game. What do you expect tomorrow, Con? I'll start with you and give us your prediction as well, Mia. So I'll go through this comms. I'm listening, by the way.
I think it's going to be a very good game, personally. I think the way Howe wants to play is going to be attacking. The way we want to play is going to be attacking. So it's going to be an end-to-end stuff. And that's how we like it. We like it to be, people have said, organised chaos. That's what we want the game to be. We want it to be end-to-end. Hopefully we'll be able to take our chances. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm very optimistic.
I think it will be. I mean, it's great. You know, you'll probably bring a full 3,000, so that'll give us a bit of a. You know, I mean, the atmosphere at Ellen Road this season has been seriously mental. But if you lot bring the noise, it'll be even better. And as Connor says, you know, we love the games that are organised chaos. You know, it's like basketball on a football field. If it clicks and goes right, I think we could beat you 3 or 4-1. If it goes badly, we could lose 2-0 and you'll have 2 shots on goal. And it could be anything in between as well. It could be anything. But we've started to play well again. You lot are pretty poor. You know, we should win, which is, you know, the worst situation it could be because we're Leeds United and we just banana skin everything.
If the game goes our way, your players are going to be knackered by the 40th, 50th minute. And I think that's when the floodgates will open for us.
Yeah, I totally agree. We don't look fit at the minute. Eddie Howe's trying to get our players fit. It's looking slightly better, but we're still not much fit yet. And
it doesn't happen overnight.
It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, and the Steve Bruce would be absolutely knackered after 60 minutes. That's why Sean Lonsdale needs to be dropped. I'd like to see Joe Willock come back in my opinion. But if he plays Sean Longstaff, we got done in midfield. I'm telling you, truly and well and truly done. And it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I'll tell you my bit in a minute. I'll read this out quick. I'll tell you my opinion. These Leeds fans, great bunch of lads. Isn't that what Father Ted said? That is from Richard. Google term. We're doing Leeds United. I've got Shearer. Bates was our Ashley the Leeds. I totally agree. And go for this quickly. And if you give us your score predictions for tomorrow, Con, I'll start with you. It does exist, by the way.
I think we're not going to keep a clean sheet. I don't think so. Well, it'll be something like a Chris Wood header from a corner or something like that you'll score from. But I think it'll be a 3-1 Leeds.
Yeah, and I'll go you, Phil.
Yeah, I'd say 3 or 4-1 or 5-2 or something like that. It could be a bit of a bonkers game. But if your guys are not at it, we could rip you apart. But then again, we could be shit and you beat us 1-0.
Now we've said this, it'll probably be a 0-0.
Yeah. I hope nobody's videoing this because tomorrow, Sunday morning.
Yeah. It could be an exciting 0-0 draw. You never know, but I ain't going to happen anytime soon. And really, Leeds, bless them. Shoot at 2-1, 2-2.
Love it, Jake.
The thing with Leeds, we rarely draw games. We either win or we lose. So it'll be an interesting one. It'll be a fun one to watch, I think.
Let's hope so. Chris Wood, overhead kick. We'll see about that. The guy's 6'3". It's not easy to do an overhead kick when you're 6'3". I've never seen Chris Wood score an overhead kick, by the way. I'm sure Chris would get a tremendous reception anyway from the Leeds fans for what he's done for you anyway. So,
I mean, that's what I'm hoping. No,
not sure about that.
I think the way he left kind of ruined it. But I'm hoping Pascal Struijk plays. He's not a player that most people know about because he is fairly recent into the team, kind of thing.
Sure.
But he's a big lad, and the way he handled Antonio last week, it gives me confidence that if he plays, Chris Wood he won't have much of the ball.
Fair enough. We should have to wait and see on that one, sort of thing. I'm going to say 3-1 to Leeds. Unfortunately, that's just me being honest, because you're going to knock us out. I think can get a lot worse. I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow, coming on from 2:00, and I'll be doing the build up. I'll be doing. I'm trying to get 1 or 2 fans on as well to have this say before the match begins. I'm going to do a video call after the match. So if anyone to come on, have your say, then come on, have your say. And you both. I mean, it's too far for you to go, Con. You going to the match, Phil?
Yeah. I've got season tickets. I'll be there. Yeah.
Season tickets. Nice one. Good for you. And Chris Wood, I'll read this out quickly. Chris Wood's got a fan personally kind of goal against Leeds. We'll see about that. And 5 as well, like Leeds. I hope we can get a result. Can say 5-6. No new centre back, no chance. And 4%. Well, all fans, we hate Leeds. Guys, it doesn't bother us. We even sing it ourselves. Sense of humour, you see, absolutely. KK, Chris Wood, hat-trick 3-2 tune. Leeds are never going to win in the relegation dogfight. They'll be safe as hosts, miss. What's your manager done in the Prem, apart from getting hammered every week? That's from Paul. And they serve have been down for so long. And to everyone's Ryan. And listen, what it is, right? I mean, one thing I say about Leeds, your fans are fantastic. Yeah, your fans are fantastic. You're passionate. You take thousands away. And listen, at the end of the day, I mean, I think Leeds as a team are so exciting to watch under Bielsa. And I hope he stays with us next season as well, or give him a place somewhere and like a director of football maybe. I mean, what do you think, guys?
I think when he leaves, it won't just be Leeds that misses him. I think the Premier League will miss him. And people don't realise that, and they won't realise it until he's gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Well said. Well said. I mean, it's just a shame we didn't have him sort of thing at the time, but it is what it is. And last one for Foxy. Difficult to hate Leeds when Bielsa's manager. Best team to watch in the Premier League. And I'll go back to it to have a good weekend, Ryan. Gary Speed, legend. Ex-Newcastle, ex-Leeds. We've missed him big time. And cheers for you two. And I missed him and everyone as well. So, guys, I'm going to wrap up there because you've got things to do. And first of all, did you enjoy coming on our show?
I had a great time. It was nice to discuss with other people. People will say in the comments that we're biased, but we're not biased. We're just confident in our club.
Yeah.
No, really enjoyed it. Thanks for having us on. It's
cheers, man.
It's until you got all your money, I think we sort of had a soft spot for you guys, but now we don't.
Oh, bless you. I got these comments. I'll tell you, boy, legend. Good. Oh my God, what a cracking word. Bielsa's better than Rannick. I have to agree. Thanks, John, the Leeds lads. Appreciate it, Richard. Thank you very much indeed. Where do you find you, Connor, on your socials, mate?
So I'm at Connor Pratchett on everything. I've got a YouTube channel, which is Connor Pratchett, funnily enough. Very creative name, I know. Where it was mainly Leeds content, but I'm starting to branch out into more Premier League generic content. So if you want to drop me a subscribe, that would be beautiful.
Well, yeah, I'll do that straight after the show. And where do you find you as well, Phil?
Yeah, you find me at its_Phil F. So it's Phil F.
Are you not on YouTube at all? No.
I'm not on YouTube. Well, I am on YouTube, but that's for business. So I used to have I had a single Twitter account, and it was sort of a mix of business and football. And then one of my clients sort of made a comment about something I think I'd said about the match on Saturday. So I've now got 2 Twitter accounts. The It's Phil F is the football one.
Oh, that's fantastic. So maybe business Marcelo Bielsa then, eh? Yeah. Listen, guys, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate that. And make sure you come back on again. And hopefully next season we stay up. I may go on Colin's channel or Colin come on mine, vice versa. You're also going to come on. You can always chat about the match after the game, have your say. And listen, guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Do subscribe if you like the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Also, become a member for just 99p. That's all it is. And then if I get over 100 members, then what will happen is you all go into a draw to win the big prizes, football shirts, match tickets, whatever may be. So even have food hamper as well. So even to Keith and good sports, these lads. Thank you very much indeed, Ron. Guys, thank you very much for coming on, and I really appreciate that again. Make the best team win tomorrow, yeah? But I wish you guys the best of luck for the rest of the season after tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.